When tasked with identifying a problem I encounter in my work environment and a possible solution, my initial thought was, just one? After assessing all possibilities, I determined that one of the major issues I see is in support students receive with using specific technology tools, and how it can be ineffective because it does not address each student's learning style. The research made it very evident that students were most successful when they were able to explore their own learning, and technology was integrated into that experience. Miller suggested computer technology and other technological resources had been utilized in the modern classroom, but not as tools that promoted critical thinking and pushed students cognitively. This was an important observation because if students were not faced with rigor, their academic needs were not being met. I was originally concerned with the amount of time used to provide scaffolding for software like WordPress and iMovie, time that could be spent on content only if students were able to utilize a digital resource that guides them through how to use the program. Duman reinforced the importance of differentiation, suggesting it was vital for educators to understand how the brain functions in order to understand how learning takes place. Otherwise, teachers were subscribing to the one-size-fits-all approach, which would not benefit the students. This information impacted the direction of my action research because if differentiation were vital to teaching content in the classroom, why would the same not be applicable with regards to teaching technological skills? Self-reliance on learning was effective when students were provided material in a variety of novel ways and were communicated with through a whole-part approach, because the act of learning became something the learners were able to connect with, much like project-based learning. So I will not focus on creating a digital resource that teaches students how to use technology in a one-size-fits-all approach. Instead, survey students on learning preference through a series of questions and provide resources that will help them work with technology such as WordPress and iMovie, based on their self-assessed and self-identified learning styles. Students will be successful in working with technology on their own because the resources provided would promote their individual learning styles. The resources would also provide the opportunity for self-exploration and navigation. My literature review supports this when Banima proposes teachers who provided the most effective approach to instruction utilized research-based practices. This was important because that differentiated instruction, which was based on learners' needs, was what enabled students to internalize content and achieve higher. By taking this direction, students would be able to learn different tools of technology in a way that meets their learning preferences. Students would also have the opportunity to work with software that is authentic to many professions in the professional world. I hope that students will have the experience of successfully learning how to independently work with software in a way that meets his or her specific learning needs.